going off right now in the wraps.
Welcome, everyone, to the Thunderstruck Super Late Model Series presented by Intensity Broadcasting. Tonight, these Super Late Models will be taking on the historic North Wilkesboro Speedway for some awesome short track racing. I'm going to be your announcer for tonight, Atlee Atman Reese, and I am excited to call this one. We just got done with doing a broadcast a couple minutes ago, and now we've got some more action for you here on Intensity Broadcasting. This is the first broadcast we have done of the Thunderstruck Super Late Model Series, so this should be a fun one. Right now in practice, we see Jason Warren is the fastest with the fastest time of 17.92. He is the only driver to have broken into the 17s. Second is Elliot Longnecker with a 18.07. Third is Terry Bates with an 18.10. Fourth is David Locke Jr. with a 18.13. And then fifth is Fry Hubbard with an 18.1. Last week we had a race at Martinsville, 125 laps, and Donald Clark absolutely dominated that one. Led 122 of the 125 laps. Ended up finishing 3 seconds ahead of second place Jason Warren. Shannon Wilder finished third. Elliot Longenecker ended up finishing fourth, and then Fry Hubbard ended up finishing fifth. And after Martinsville, your point standings, here's how it's looking. Jason Warren is currently on the top of the point standings. He has had 4 wins already this season, an average start of first and an average finish of first. I mean, that's very, very dominant. He has 244 points. Second, we have Shannon Wilder, who is 30 points behind Jason with 204. Third is Elliot Longenecker with a 195 points. Fourth is Michael Swink with 190. And then fifth is Sam Wetstein. So, still the race for the points isn't lost yet. We still have a lot of drivers in contention. If Jason Warren has a rough night tonight, then somebody could definitely pounce on the opportunity to take that points lead. Someone like Shannon Wilder, somebody like Elliot Longenecker, Michael Swink. Less than a minute left here in practice. As on the bottom of your screen, we see some details about the driver that you're watching here during practice. Quickly, I do want to go over the format for this league. For qualifying, it's going to be 15 drivers advance from qualifying. And then we're going to have heat races where 5 drivers will be advancing from those heat races. Then after that, it's going to be a 2-minute warm-up, and then we will have our feature event. There we go. Practice is wrapping up. I know there is 13 drivers registered for this event, which means I'm not sure how that is going to determine whether we have heat races or not, just because of the fact that it's supposed to be 15 advance from qualifying, 5 advance from the heat race. So here we go. It's now time for your lone qualifier here at North Wilkesboro. We're going to see who is the fastest. You know that Jason Warren was the fastest in practice, but will he be the fastest in qualifying? That was with other drivers on the track. Of course, there isn't a draft because this is a short track. Got Michael Swink on track right now on the 51 machine. Harold Rothery. Aaron Ward on track. David Locke Jr. There we got Elliott in that 5 machine. Let's see if he can get a good lap. You're first on the board, Michael Swink in the 51. His time, 18.28. Right when I was saying that, David Locke Jr. tops that with a 18.16. That's a 10th faster than second place. As I say that, Michael Swink improves on his second lap, 18.17. Terry Bates to the top of the board, 18.13. That's 300ths faster than David Locke Jr.'s time. That 8 machine's looking fast. Josh the Jet Oswald jumps to the top of the board with an 18.09. And we still have some more drivers ready to qualify as well. But right now, the top 3 stands. As I say that, Fry Hubbard breaks into the top 3 with an 18.14. That was only 100th off of second place. He was that close to starting in the top 2. Of course, that could change as we still have Jason Warren and Charlie Gates Jr. They still need to qualify. Jason Warren was the fastest in practice. So there's a good chance that he may potentially have a fast lap. We got Charlie Gates Jr. 18.70 was his first time. Let's see if he can improve. He does. He jumps to 11th with an 18.53, able to beat Charles Stevens Jr. with that lap time. And whoo, that was a fast lap right there. Jason Warren to the top of the board, 17.89 was his fastest lap. Only driver to break into the 17s. Man, that was a fast lap. Couldn't improve on a second. And that's going to mean that everybody who needed to qualify has qualified. Again, the format was supposed to be qualifying, 15 advance, heat race, 5 advance from the heat race, but we only have 13 cars, so we'll see how the format will change. We'll learn as we go here on Intensity Broadcasting. As we'll do a quick flyby of the top 13. So I'd say the driver you've got to watch for is definitely going to be Jason Warren. He's got 4 wins this season, finished second last race. And that was because we saw Donald Clark get the win, but he's not in this event. So again, driver to watch is definitely going to be Jason Warren. Not to be outdone, though, also wash out for Josh the Jet Oswald. He may not be in the top 5 in points, but he looked very, very fast in qualifying. He got a top 10 last week at Martinsville. And we're going to skip the heat race and go straight to another practice. 2-minute warm-up. So more practice time for these drivers. And we'll watch the times to see who's going to be the fastest. It's going to be like practice with Jason Warren being the fastest. Now while we do that, let's take a look here at the race info for tire sets. There will be no tire changing in this 125 lap race. That's going to be hard for these drivers. I mean, this is a short track, so no tires. There's going to be one fast repair limit. Wrecks happen. They're kind of inevitable in racing, so got one fast repair to help that. And already, Fry Hubbard to the top of the board, 18.27. Josh Oswald was second, then David Locke Jr. with the 18.39. Then Josh Oswald beats that again with the 18.30. He's only 300ths off of Fry Hubbard's fastest time. Jason Warren, your pole sitter, with the 18.31. He couldn't quite get up there to Fry Hubbard. I'd say Fry is going to be another driver to watch out for. He got a top 5 last week at Martinsville, so we know he's fast. Looked very, very fast in qualifying. Watch out for that 14. And there we go. Warm-up has officially been concluded as we are getting set for your feature event here at North Wilkesboro Speedway. North Wilkesboro is definitely a challenging track. We'll take a look at the race info on North Wilkesboro after we're done with looking at your starting lineup. Here we go. We got the grid up and ready to go. Starting off on the pole with a scorching time of 17.891. Jason Warren is starting on the pole. Outside of him, it's going to be Josh Oswald. It's the 8 of Terry Bates starting third. Outside of him, with Hubbard Motorsports, it's Fry Hubbard in fourth. And then rounding out your top 5, it's David Locke Jr. Starting sixth with Full Send, it's Elliot Longenecker. In the 5, Michael Swink. Starting 7th outside of him with Reaper Racing, it's William Griffith. 9th is Aaron Ward. And then rounding out your top 10, it's going to be Harold Rothery. Starting 11th, we have Sam Weckstein. Outside of him, it's Charlie Gates Jr. And then starting last but not least, it's Charles Stevens Jr. with Big Fish Motorsports. We're going to take one more lap around the speedway. While we do that, we'll take a look at the race info. 72 degrees Fahrenheit air temperature, 53% humidity, partly cloudy skies, 2 miles per hour wind speed. Since it's daytime and with a lot of sun shining on the track, 93 degrees Fahrenheit is the track temperature. This track is a little bit over 5/10. So it's now in that pace car. We're waiting on Mr. Pace Car for when he's going to make that hard left turn onto pit road. There he goes. We're getting set for some short track racing. Green flag is out here at North Wilkesboro Speedway, side by side for the lead. Here comes Josh the Jet Oswald on the outside. Can he get by Jason Warren for the lead? Warren has the nose, gets a great run on the outside. Here comes Josh Oswald. But Jason Warren is going to lead that first lap, and they fall in line 1, 2, 3, currently single file. Josh Oswald, though, staying right on that back bumper of the 32, not giving him an inch. Jason Warren starting to increase his lead a little bit over Josh Oswald. Here comes Fry Hubbard trying to track down Josh for that second spot. He already gained one position from a starting spot in fourth. Starting to reel him in. He's also got Terry Bates behind him in that 8 machine, who started in third but lost the spot to Fry Hubbard. He's trying to set up a pass here. Might see him try to make a pass in the coming laps at North Wilkesboro. Fry Hubbard continuing to try to reel in Josh Oswald. We see Terry Bates looks high, trying to see if maybe he can get a good run on Fry Hubbard that way. That wasn't the case though. He couldn't get a good run. See Jason Warren already getting his lead to about a second over Josh Oswald. 32 is definitely looking fast right now. Terry Swift Bates continuing to try to set up a pass on Fry Hubbard for that third spot, that bronze. Field is starting to get spread out. while racing all over the field. Closest battle is definitely for these three cars, second, third, and fourth. Josh Oswald, Fry Hubbard, Terry Bates, and then also look out for that 5 of Elliot Longenecker in that number 5 machine. He's starting to reel in Terry Bates for that 4th spot. But all of them remain single file. Terry Bates got to about the back bumper of that 14 there in turns 1 and 2, lost a little bit on the back straightaway. He's continuing to just watch what that 14's doing, trying to set up a pass. It does take a little while, and I mean, this is a 125 lap race. It's a long race. Definitely got to take your time. Another thing we might start seeing is tire strategy, saving those tires. It's going to be very important if you want to be there in the end. Terry Bates is looking high. North Wilkesboro is a very, very hard track to pass. I've actually raced late models here before on iRacing, and it's extremely hard to pass just because of the fact that you're running that low line and you really get almost little to no chances to make the pass. So there's like a certain spot that you gotta make your move really, really quickly. Number 12. Number 12 is William Griffith. He's currently in a side-by-side battle with Michael Swink at the moment for that 6th spot. Swink with the nose right now. Keeping up with them, though, is Griffith. They've got the 99 of Aaron Ward breathing down their neck as well. But Michael Swink able to get clear of William Griffith. Aaron Ward stays in 8th. Jason Warren continuing to increase his lead over second place Josh Oswald. It's starting to near 2 seconds at the moment. Josh Oswald is also starting to increase his lead for second over Fry Hubbard a little bit. As still, Fry has Terry Bates breathing down his neck for that 3rd spot. He's looking low now. Terry knows that he's going to need to make a pass quick because he's got Elliot Longnecker right on his back bumper. Bates keeps getting up to that back bumper of the 14. Of Elliot Longenecker. He looked low there trying to see if maybe he could make a pass on that 8 on entry of 3. I'd say the entry of 1 and 3 is definitely the passing spots because if you can dive it down there when the person in front of you is least expecting it and fly right by them, then that's how it's done here at North Wilkesboro again. Very, very hard track to pass on. This track is still fairly new to the iRacing platform. Around this time last year was when it was added for the summer update. And so far, since it was added, there's been a lot of praise. I know a lot of people really, really enjoy this track here on iRacing. After 23 laps, let's take a look at how our lap times are looking for our leader, Jason Warren. His best lap time was in 18.23. Let's see what this time by his lap time is going to be. was an 18.71. So around 5/10 difference so far for tire fall off for Jason Warren. That time by, he was the fastest on the track. Let's see how it's going to be this time by. Time it was at 18.64. I mean, nobody's been able to get up there. He's definitely the fastest on the track. Josh Oswald's almost got his gap between him and Fry Hubbard to a second. We continue to watch this battle from 3rd to 5th. Terry Bates continues trying to make a pass on Fry Hubbard, but now it's looking like the move that's going to be made is Elliot Longenecker. He's looking low under Terry Bates for 4th. He couldn't make the pass there, and he's going to have to fall back behind that 8 machine. But that 5 is definitely a driver to look out for. Continuing to try to look low, trying to time it right. And as I say that, caution flag is out. First caution of the night here at North Wilkesboro. We'll take a good look at what happened here. So it looks like this is David Locke Jr. just gets loose in turn 1. Looking like he's on a dirt track. Car starting to get sideways. You see the smoke starting to come out of that car as he's slamming on the brakes. 55 of Charlie Gates Jr. able to go outside of him. Oh, and our leader, Jason Warren, was right there when the accident happened. He was very, very close to getting involved. Luckily, he falls down to the bottom of the track. And it was only really only a one-car incident. Still, the caution flag came out. Right now, nobody in the field. Right now, let's see. We've had 30 laps on these tires. Now, this restart could be an opportunity for Josh Oswald to try to get a shot at the lead there. Before that caution flag came out, Jason Warren had a 2-second lead that was getting close to turning into a 3-second lead. If Josh Oswald can have a good battle with that 32 and hold him up, it might prevent him from getting a big, big lead. Right now, currently your top 5, Jason Warren, Josh Oswald, Fry Hubbard, Terry Bates, and Elliot Longenecker. Lights on the pace car have gone off. We're about to go back green. This time by Jason Warren restarting on the bottom. Josh Oswald restarting on the top. Can Josh Oswald get a good restart and potentially try to take the lead here from Jason Warren? Let's watch and see. Pace car pulls in. And green flag is back out after our first caution. Jason Warren already getting clear of Josh Oswald. Josh Oswald looks to the top, and he falls in line into second. Josh Oswald, though, not letting Jason Warren get away. He's trying to keep up with him, not let him increase his lead, get a big lead like he did last time. He's getting to about the back bumper of that 32 machine. Fry Hubbard is right there. He almost got to the back bumper of the 17. Fry has to make a pass quick because he's got Terry Bates right on his back bumper. Terry Bates has been trying to make a pass on Fry for pretty much this entire race. Still hasn't quite been able to do it. Drove it in there, got to the back bumper of that 14 machine. So time again, it's very, very hard to pass here at North Wilkesboro. Oh! Saw the 14 maybe slow down a little bit. 8 of Terry Bates almost got right into the back of Fry Hubbard. Elliot Longenecker is giving Terry Bates some pressure. Jason Warren has officially gotten his lead to over a second over Josh Oswald. Exactly what Josh Oswald didn't want, and as I say that, oh! We have a car around the 14 of Fry Hubbard. He was able to save it. Let's get a look at that replay. What happened? He was chasing second place, Josh Oswald. Saw it in the corner of my eye when we were watching Jason Warren. He had Terry Bates. He just gets in the grass running that low line. That's going to send that 14 around. Awesome job avoiding that one. Both the 8 of Terry Bates and Elliot Longenecker did a great job barely missing that 14, and he gets into the grass, so nobody else was involved. Looks like the caution flag did not come out, so we stay green flag racing, and your top 3 is currently all very spread out at the moment. Pretty much the entire field is all very spread out. Closest battle, Sam Wetstein and Aaron Ward are currently battling for that 6th spot. Aaron Ward drove it in hard there. He's getting to about the back bumper of that 98 machine. Wetstein starts to increase his gap, so once again, field is very, very spread out at the moment. Jason Warren now with a 2-second lead over Josh Oswald. Do have a battle for 3rd starting to brew. Elliot Longenecker trying to get up there to Terry Bates still. He's been chasing that 8 car all race long. He hasn't quite been able to get up there. He's getting to the back bumper. Very, very close battle. He's just trying to set up that pass, looking to see what Terry Bates is doing. Trying to say, hey, how am I going to pass him? He looks low. Terry throws the block. Staying on his back bumper, though, is Elliot Longenecker. And as I say that, caution flag is out. Take a look at what happened. We were side-by-side racing between David Locke Jr. and Harold Rothery. David passing on the inside. Oh, looks like that one car of Harold Rothery gets into the wall, and then something happened there to that 82. I don't know if he got loose. He was on the straightaway. He got a little bit squirrely off of 4. Tries to save it, but he can't quite do that. Ooh, right into the wall. Hard damage for David Locke Jr. And then the one of Harold Rothery has nowhere to go except for right into that 82. That's the second caution that David Locke Jr. has been involved in. Very, very bad luck so far for David Locke Jr. He's currently in the pits getting some of that damage fixed. Hard damage to that right side of that machine. So we're back under yellow, and again, provides another opportunity for Josh Oswald to try to get up there to Jason Warren. He stuck with him for a little while after that restart, but then he lost the lead. See if he can maybe get a little bit closer to that 32 to passing him this time. Look at your top 5. One thing that this is good for is going to be Fry Hubbard. If you remember, he got in that little spin and he lost a lot of ground on the rest of the field. Didn't go lap down, but he still lost a lot of ground. Now that the field is all stacked up for this restart, this is going to allow Fry Hubbard to knock off some positions and get back up front where he was. Lights on the pace car has gone off. Getting ready to go back green here. Jason Warren restarting on the bottom. Josh Oswald on the top. Pace car pulls in. Looks like the 8 of Terry Bates pulls in as well. I'm not sure what happened. Green flag is back out, and Jason Warren jumps off like a rocket, getting ahead of Josh Oswald early on, and Josh Oswald just can't hang with him. Jason Warren, throughout this race, has just been on a whole nother level. We're side by side for 5th between Aaron Ward and Sam Wetstein. Ward with the nose. He moves up and he is now clear of Sam Wetstein for that 5th spot. Wetstein looks high. He's got that 12 of William Griffith under him. They're side by side. Wetstein has the nose though. He's trying to get clear, and he does get clear of that 12 of William Griffith. William Griffith, though, staying with Sam. We know that he can make passes. He made that challenge for the 6th spot. Now he's going to try to get up there again. We also see Charles Stevens Jr. starting to join the party for this battle as well. Watch out for that 88. Charles Stevens Jr.'s trying to set up a pass here on William Griffith. We're halfway, pretty much halfway through this thing. A lot of great battles going on, a lot of speed I think this is the perfect opportunity to pump up the intensity. Volume back down from our pump up the intensity segment. When we come back here, Jason Warren currently has a 2-second lead right now over Josh Oswald. Still only 4/10 off of his best lap time, and you can't change tires. That's pretty impressive for that 32. Josh Oswald in second, Elliot Longenecker in third, see Michael Swink fourth, and then Aaron Ward in fifth. Closest battle on track right now. See Fry Hubbard, William Griffith can only get it. Oh, and Fry turns William Griffith. Caution is out. Whoa, big wreck right there. We'll get your wreckage replay up to find out exactly what happened there. Third caution of the night. Here we go. Let's take a look at what happened. So Fry Hubbard starting to close in, trying to see if maybe this is going to be the chance for him to make the pass. Looks low. Ooh, and maybe just drove in a little bit too hard. Gets right into the back of that 12 machine. Does anybody else get involved? Charles Stevens Jr. able to avoid it. That 12 is right in the middle of the track. 82, David Locke Jr. goes low. I'd say it's a typical short track racing incident right there. I've done that before. Just driving in too hard and make contact with the car in front of me. Typical short track wreck. See Fry Hubbard falls to the back. Waiting for those lights on the pace car. We'll do Fly by the top 5. Here we go. Again, I've said it before, this is going to present yet another opportunity for Josh Oswald to try to take the lead from Jason Warren. That last restart, Jason Warren jumped off like a rocket and got way ahead of Josh Oswald very, very early. Lights on the pace car have gone off. We're about to go back green here. Jason Warren restarting on the bottom. Josh Oswald restarting on the top. Pace car pulls in. Green flag is back out here at North Wilkesboro Speedway. We see Jason Warren already getting clear. Better restart, though, for Josh Oswald. He got to about the back bumper of Jason Warren, but here he goes, starting to increase his gap again. Michael Swink trying to make a pass for 30, or he's looking low under Elliott Longenecker for that third spot. Like Longenecker starts to increase his lead a little bit. We got Wetstein currently having a battle. He's trying to get up there to Charles Stevens Jr. for that 6th spot. Stevens Jr. gets clear, and we just see Harold Rothery trying to make a pass on that 98 as well. Keeps it clear, though. Now he's going to try to track down Charles Stevens Jr. for that 6th spot. See him starting to come into frame, getting closer and closer to that back bumper. Getting close to that back bumper, Sam Wetstein. Ooh, had a great run on entry of 3 there. See Harold Rothery, Fry Hubbard side by side. Fry Hubbard was involved in that previous incident that we saw, him and William Griffith. They're side by side here. A little bit of drive there. 3 and 4. He's got the nose as they cross the line. Still, they say side by side. Neither of them giving each other an inch. Harold Rothery gets a great run on the back straightaway. It looked like he might have was almost going to get clear, and then we see the 14 getting back going. Side by side. Here comes the 82 of David Locke Jr. joining the party. Oh, and the 2 make contact. Locke Jr. into the wall. We'll get a little bit of a further evaluation of that incident with your wreckage replay. Big wreck. Heavy damage to that 82. I think if that was real life, I would be very, very worried. Luckily, this is a simulation, so we don't have to worry about anybody being injured. Unless you have a full motion simulator. And that might have hurt a little bit. Let's take a look at what happened. David Locke Jr., Harold Rothery were side by side. And he starts to move down the track a little bit, right into the 82. And he flies right into the inside safer barrier, crinkles that front end. Harold Griffith able to avoid it. Everybody goes above him. Not sure. I think we saw Harold Rothery was just trying not to hit the wall, so he turned down. He turned down trying to avoid the wall, and he just ended up hitting David Locke Jr. Definitely a shame for David. He's had continuous bad luck. That's like his third incident that he's been involved in. Hate to see it for that 82. If you're not having bad luck, are you really racing at all? There's always something that happens. So far, I mean, it's been all Jason Warren. Absolutely dominated this race. So far has led from flag to right now. Josh Oswald's been there. He's been fast, but he hasn't been Jason Warren fast. He hasn't been able to get there to that 32, but again, this restart's going to provide yet another opportunity for him to get up there. Rest of your top 5, we'll take a look. Lights on the pace car have gone off. We're about to go back green here. This is exactly how we started the race and exactly how we started every single restart. Jason Warren on the bottom, Josh Oswald on the top. Behind them, we got Elliot Longenecker and Michael Swink. There goes the pace car onto pit road, and green flag is back out. Great restart there for Josh Oswald. At one point got side by side. Oh, he gets squirrely. We see some cars go around, somebody into the inside wall. But we see another car go around. Caution's out. Woo. That was a hectic restart right there. We'll tell you about every single thing that happened. From the wave of the green flag to what's going on right now. Saw Josh Oswald, he got a great jump. And then we see Jason Warren come back on the bottom. Oh, and the 51 of Michael Swink just gets right into the back of Oswald. Gets a little bit loose. We see, I believe that's Fry Hubbard, Michael Swink make contact. Woo! Sam Wetstein doing a great job avoiding it. Same thing with Charles Stevens Jr. Fry Hubbard helping the grounds crew. Ooh, right up into that 99 machine of Aaron Ward. We see he gets sideways. Man, that stinks for all involved. See Michael Swink having to go onto pit road. He got a lot of damage. He was involved in that wreck. It looked like he just got into the back of Josh Oswald. And that's where it all started pretty much. So we'll try this again after a couple laps. And head back green. Top 5 is pretty much the same. Jason Warren, Josh Oswald, Charles Stevens Jr., Sam Wetstein, and William Griffith. So I believe lights on the pace car are going to go off this time by. Yep, there we go. So we're going to try this again. Jason Warren on the bottom, Josh Oswald on the top. Hopefully see a little bit of a better result of a restart. Pace car pulls in. Green flag is back out. This time Jason Warren early on gets clear of Josh Oswald. Here comes Josh Oswald on the top. Gets a great run. Got almost to the side panel of that number 32 machine, but Jason Warren gets back clear of Josh Oswald. Keeping up with them though, it's that 17 machine. Charles Stevens Jr. is chasing down that 17 for second. At one point, those two were side by side. Josh Oswald eventually got clear of Charles. He gets a great run there in 3 and 4. You see the battle for 5th, Sam Wetstein. Here comes Harold Rothery to the top of the track. That's not going to do him any good. He's going to almost lose a spot. You see Fry Hubbard looking low under him. Sam Wetstein chasing down William Griffith for that 4th spot. Fry Hubbard trying to get up there to Sam Wetstein. We see he has a little bit of a crinkled nose right there. We'll see if that maybe affects that 14. Damage doesn't mean too much at a short track like North Wilkesboro. We see Elliot Longenecker looking low under Fry for that 6th spot. Oh, they beat and banging. They make contact. 14 is around. Oh, him and Harold Rothery in the wall. But we keep it going. Great save by both of those drivers. The show must go on. We stay green flag here. Right now, Jason Warren with the 1 second lead over Josh Oswald. Here comes William Griffith trying to track down Charles Stevens Jr. for that bronze spot, 3rd place. See Sam Wetstein, though, he tried to look under that 12. There he comes on the bottom. Couldn't quite get up there. Wetstein, ooh, he closes in on William Griffith there. Great run in turns 3 and 4. Got almost to the back bumper of that 12 machine. He's got to make a move quick. He's got that 5 of Elliot Longenecker chasing him, along with, we see Aaron Ward is also in this party as well. Elliot Longenecker trying to set up that pass on Sam Wetstein. Got a couple fans for William Griffith on Twitch cheering him on. He's right now in that 4th spot trying to chase down Charles Stevens Jr. for 3rd. Ooh, Longenecker, oh! Elliot Longenecker, Aaron Ward makes contact and he gets back on track. Ooh, barely misses Michael Swink. And once again, we see the saying, the show must go on come up. We stay green flag racing. Jason Warren has probably gotten his lead to the longest it's been all race, 3 seconds. He's checking out on a Sunday drive, you could say, except for it is Thursday. Griffith is trying to get up there to Charles Stevens Jr.
All right, man, caution is out.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. These guys have had some pretty good control over the cars. We've seen some awesome saves, and as I say that, I don't know if I jinxed it. We have a caution come out. So we'll take a look at the wreckage replay. Interested to see what happened. Here's Aaron Ward chasing Sam Wetstein for that 4th spot. He looks low as we get onto the front stretch. Oh, and he just gets right into the back of the 98. I kind of want to look at this from the nose, actually. Ah, looks like he just clipped that rear quarter panel. I don't think it was anything intentional. He's just trying to make the pass, and that got both of them around. Both of them get into the wall. Since Sam was on the top of the track, I believe nobody else was involved in that one. So we have yet another caution come out here in the Thunderstruck Super Series. Super late models. These drivers have been doing awesome. But keeping the lead was Jason Warren. He got his lead to the biggest lead of the night, 3 seconds over Josh Oswald. I mean, it's really, really looking like there's no touching that 32 machine. Josh Oswald's been close. But he hasn't quite been able to get up there. Lights on the pace car, they have gone off. Getting ready to go back green. This is exactly how he started this race. Jason Warren on the bottom, Josh Oswald on the top. Here we go. There goes the pace car onto pit road. Green flag is back out. Jason Warren jumps like a rocket out in front of Josh Oswald. Here comes Charles Stevens Jr. looking low under Josh Oswald for that 2nd spot. 17 throws the block, and he's going to keep that 2nd spot. Here comes William Griffith trying to take 3rd from Charles Stevens Jr. He's going to keep it in 4th at the moment. But he's right on that back bumper of the 88. 88 has some damage. Let's see if that might affect him. Same thing with William Griffith. He has some damage as well. William looks low under Charles Stevens Jr. Less than 10 laps to go. There he goes. He's making the pass. He gets clear. Little late race pass for the top 3. William Griffith makes it to 3rd, and then we see that 88 of Charles Stevens Jr. starting to come. Trying to come back. We see Michael Swink right there as well. He's trying to take that 4th spot away from Charles Stevens Jr. 5 laps to go. They're side by side. Here comes Swink on the bottom. He has the nose. Hasn't quite gotten clear yet. Ooh, great run on the top there on entry of 3, Charles Stevens Jr., but I don't think it's quite going to be enough. Michael Swink now in the 4th spot. Charles Stevens Jr. trying to take it back. He's looking high. He's got Longenecker looking low under him. They're side by side. Charles Stevens Jr. drifts up, and there goes Longenecker into the top 5. 3 laps to go. And Charles Stevens Jr. try to take that top 5 spot back. That's awesome, Soul Girl 93. Thanks for tuning in. Final lap. Jason Warren. He's got a 2-second lead. He's not home free yet, but it's looking good. He's just got to keep it clean through 3 and 4. Your winner, Jason Warren, for the Thunderstruck Super Series race at North Wilkesboro, leads from flag to flag. Awesome race for him. Second place finisher ended up being Josh Oswald. Third was William Griffith with that awesome late race pass around Charles Stevens Jr. But we're getting ready to see if Jason Warren is going to celebrate here. Oh, right into the wall. Oh, we see Josh Oswald come slamming in. Oh, there goes Fry Hubbard. There goes Charles Stevens Jr. This is madness. Oh, it's a demolition derby. This is, whoa. Oh, there comes Michael Swink. This is awesome. I love this. This is great. We see just some late race madness going on right here. Oh my gosh. Oh. 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 Well, they do that. We're going to start preparing for the interviews. They're having lots of fun. Lots and lots of fun. You love to see it. You love the drivers. You love to see the drivers having a good time after the race. They're competitors during the race. But then after, it's just, it's fun. It's loads of fun. So we're getting ready. We're going to do some driver interviews of your top 3, starting off with William Griffith, who is in this pile of madness. He just manually disconnected now. Let's go ahead and pull him in, see if we can get an interview. Hey, William, this is Atlee in the broadcast booth. You have a copy.
What's going on, Atlee?
Going pretty good, and looks like it was going pretty good for you out there as well. Started the race in 8th, and you were pretty much up front the entire race, and we saw a little late race pass there around Charles Stevens Jr., and you ended up settling into that 3rd spot. I mean, just give us a little, what was your take on the race here at North Wilkesboro Speedway?
Oh, it was pretty good. You know, I'm not, I don't run these cars too much, so a little bit of a learning curve for me. That was just good racing. It's pretty loose for me coming off the corners. But I ran that high line there early in the race, and I could get off the corner pretty well. But these guys are quick, man. So it was really just luck, truthfully, that I was up here in B3.
Do you think maybe if you got into 3rd and 2nd place was a little bit closer to you think you maybe could have tracked him down?
Well, there at the end, I don't know. I kind of got up to kind of close to Josh, but him and Jason were just on another level tonight. So I think 3rd was probably the best I was going to get.
Well, you got that spot. Is there any family members, sponsors, shout out to and thank before I let you go?
I'll just Reaper Racing, my team. You guys over Intensity Broadcasting in the league, Thunderstruck. Just great racing here, man. I love it. And that's it.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on the 3rd place finish, and hopefully you'll have another good performance next week. Have a great rest of your night.
I appreciate it, Atlee.
So there we go. That's 3rd place, William Griffith. Now it's time to pull in your 2nd place finisher, Josh, the Jet Oswald. Let's find him. There we go. Hey, Josh, this is Atlee in the broadcast booth. You have a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you. How you doing tonight, bud?
Doing pretty good, and looks like you were doing pretty good out there as well. Started the race in 2nd. That's where you ended up finishing. You were able to hold off anybody who came to try to take your 2nd spot, but you couldn't quite get up there to Jason Warren, but still looked like you had a pretty fast car. I mean, give us what was your take on this race here at North Wilkesboro Speedway?
It was a fun race. I mean, I had a blast. I didn't get to practice too much with the late model. I mean, I got a lot of laps last night winning the modified race, but Jason, this is one of Jason's best tracks. So if you can keep him in sight at North Wilkesboro, you're doing all right. So but I'll take 2nd in the late models any day. It was a good run.
Now, you were really, really fast out there. Where exactly were you running on the track?
I was wrapping it tight around the bottom the entire time, just taking the shortest way around. If I came up off the bottom at all, the car really didn't want to handle that well. So I tried to keep it right on that curb and right on that white line through 1 and 2.
We heard for some other people that we had some other people doing different things, so it looks like you were just trying to find the shortest way on the track. Well, awesome run. Is there any shout-outs, family members, sponsors you want to thank before I let you go?
Absolutely. I'd like to thank Magic Mike Motorsports, Phil Hitman Manzo Motorsports, Joaquin Meza and Meza Motorsports for sponsoring our series. Big Frig Coolers. Give a shout out to all the guys that helped me keep this series running here at Thunderstruck. I'd like to thank you for coming on as our Thursday broadcaster. We're very happy to have you, and my younger brothers and friends and family watching at home. Thanks for cheering me on.
Yep, definitely had a good run with the runner-up finish, and good luck next week, and have a great rest of your night.
Thank you. You too, man.
That was 2nd place, Josh Oswald, and now the man of the hour, Jason Warren, your winner. Let's go ahead and pull him in, see what he has to say about this race. Hey, Jason, this is Atlee in the broadcast booth. Do you have a copy?
Come on, bud.
Going pretty good, and it looks like it was going pretty good for you as well. I mean, there was no touching you. Led from flag to flag, kept getting your lead to about 2 seconds, 3 seconds before some of the cautions came out. I mean, you were dominant here at North Wilkesboro Speedway. I mean, what was your take on this race?
Setup was absolutely dominant, fast as all get out. I love this track. I love racing with those guys. They're all clean, very respectful. I was a little worried on the restarts towards the end of the race. I was really worried about spinning the tires and making a mistake, but we made up through that and eventually got the W.
I always like to ask this to the winner. I mean, what do you think set you apart from the rest of the drivers? Was it your line, the setup, your mentality? What do you think it was?
Probably experience. Other than Oswald, there's a lot of the guys in there don't have as much short track super late model experience as him and I have. Maybe a little bit of mentality. I wouldn't really say that. I just go for the kill every race, but mainly experience, I'd say. And with the experience comes driving a better line, better braking points, better throttle and brake control, and stuff like that. But I'd probably say experience.
I got it. Well, congratulations on the win. I mean, is there any family members, shout-out sponsors you want to thank before I let you go?
Yeah, I'd like to thank you for doing a wonderful broadcast. Thank my fiance for supporting me doing this, watching my races when she can. 09 Motorsports, couldn't do it without them. Daniel Pope for making the setups. Oswald, Joaquin Meza, Aaron Ward for helping run Thunderstruck. Magic Mike Irabay for always just being a wonderful man. Matt Geis, he's over Rebels. He always helps promote Thunderstruck, which Thunderstruck's a sister league, but he doesn't have to promote it, but he always does. And that's about it.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on the win, and hopefully you can carry your momentum to next week. Have a great rest of your night.
You too. Take care, bud.
Man, what an awesome race here at North Wilkesboro Speedway. One more time, give another round of applause to Jason Warren, your winner here at North Wilkesboro Speedway. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to watch the broadcast here on Intensity Broadcasting. As always, make sure to like, follow, and subscribe to Intensity Broadcasting on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook, as it would be greatly appreciated. Our goals for Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook, 2,000 followers on Facebook and 1,000 on Twitch and YouTube. I think we can hit all of those goals as an iRacing and racing community, so make sure to drop a follow. If you haven't already, check us out on Twitter, IntensityBroad1. We're currently halfway to 50 followers on there, so if you haven't already, check us out. You get notified when we're live on Twitter, and we also post some polls on there so you can interact with us. So check us out on Twitter. And if you haven't already, if you enjoy racing, or if you enjoy iRacing and you have access to Roku or Fire TV, then you got to download that eRacing TV app. Roku and Fire TV, 7 nights a week. There's broadcasts on there, including on Sundays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. Intensity Broadcasting's broadcasts are on there, so you don't want to miss out on the action that's going on eRacing TV. There's some other broadcast companies on there as well with good broadcasts. Again, eRacing TV, Roku, and Fire TV. I'm Atlee Atman-Weiss on behalf of the entire Intensity Broadcasting team. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time. Over and out.